Good morning. I was asked to talk about how God has worked in my life. I'm sorry to have to read this, but after 71 years, I seem to have misplaced my memory. In my 42 years as a Christian, I have learned many things, but two in particular: pray and trust Him. A friend of mine often says that we need to be a praying church, and she's right. Not just our church, but the universal church. I think the best prayers are not the formal ones, but the ones which come from either a grateful or a broken heart. I have learned that I can trust Him in all things, that He answers prayer. I want to share 3 occasions where God answered prayer from my broken heart, which He turned to joy. As a nurse, I worked in Beverly Hospital's special care nursery for a number of years. One day we had a newborn who was having breathing problems. The neonatologist, after looking at x-rays and labs, told the parents that it was a fatal heart problem in which the left side of the heart, which pumps blood to the body, was underdeveloped so that the baby's body was not getting enough oxygen, and that they had 3 options. Do nothing and let the baby die in peace. Have corrective surgeries which could take several years and may not work, or have a heart transplant, after which the baby would require lifelong anti-rejection meds. On a trip to Israel, I had collected a container of water from the Jordan River, so when the parents asked their pastor to baptize the baby, I offered the water. The little one was baptized and sent to Children's. After about 2 hours, the doctor there called to ask what had happened to the cardiac baby. We answered that we had just sent the baby to them, and he said the baby was fine, it just had a little lung fluid. I have heard to this day, on the child's birthday, that the parents offer gratitude to God for this miracle. The kiddo would be over 20 by now. My parents lived in New Jersey, and one time when my dad was sick, he needed to have a surgical procedure. I was sitting in the waiting room, and there was a woman sitting next to me crying. I felt God urge me to pray with her. She told me that her daughter was sick. Her heart rate, blood pressure, and temperature were so high, and had been for so long, that the doctor said if they couldn't get everything down to normal, she would not survive. So we prayed, and had not even gotten the amen out of our mouths when the doctor returned and said her daughter's vital signs were stable, she would be fine, and Mom could visit with her daughter. Tears of joy. I would drive down to New Jersey to see my folks every week to help out, and would cry on the way home asking God to save my dad. My mom was saved. My dad was raised in a Christian Science home. He and I had many conversations over the years about that, and a few weeks before he died, I asked him if he had made his confession to Christ. He was a very private person, but said yes, he had. What a joy and comfort that was. On one of my next trips to New Jersey, I was listening to Christian music and started singing along with it at the top of my voice, car windows closed. Bob, don't get any ideas. I can't carry a tune in a bucket. It was about 5 a.m. in the morning. When I got there, my brother greeted me at the door, telling me that Dad had passed. Mom said it happened around 5 a.m. I believe I sang my dad into heaven. That night I was sleeping on the couch in the living room when I was awakened by someone squeezing my hand. It was my dad's grip, not his skinny hand after being sick for 18 months, but his healthy fingers. I looked to see if it was Mom when I realized what it was I was experiencing. For me, it was confirmation that my dad was safe with God. What I had found in all this is that He loves us with an abounding love. He can do immeasurably more than we can think or ask, and He is a forgiving God. Before I end, I wanted to share my life verses with you. I actually have 2. Isaiah 43:4, you are precious and honored in my sight, and I love you. And Zephaniah 3:17, especially the last part that says, God rejoices over you with singing. Praise His name, and thank you.